السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ إن شاء الله طيبين. اليوم إن شاء الله راح ألعب لعبة اسمها The Excavation of Hope's Barrow. هذه لعبة من شركة مشهورة اسمها كلوك اند ديجر، شركة متخصصة في ألعاب البيكسل. وش صار؟ متخصصة في ألعاب البيكسل، ودائما ألعابها بهذا يعني النوع من الرسوم، بالإضافة إلى يعني أغلب ألعابها فيها لمسة رعب. يعني تقدر تقول هي ألعابها هورور ناريتيف دريفن جيمز من هالنوع هذا. أنا قبل لعبت لها لعبتين، لعبة مشهورة اسمها ديت إن ذا بارك كانت فري تقييماتها عالية، ولعبة ثانية اسمها فوتبول جيم نفس الشيء كان فيها شوية رعب، يعني جانب رعب. وهذه اللعبة الثالثة اللي أنا ألعبها للشركة هذه، يعني لها شعبية كبيرة. حتى هذه اللعبة الناشر حقها والببلشر اللي هو شركة واد جداي اللي سوت سلسلة بلاكويل، يعني هي شركة واعدة صراحة. فأتوقع أن هذه اللعبة يعني تكون قوية، يمكن أقوى حتى من اللعبتين اللي لعبتهم. أنا بس أتأكد من الصوت، أو ما يحتاج، الموسيقى كانها عالية شوي. ننزل خلها كذي. اوكي بسم الله نوقف. احداثها اتوقع في بريطانيا الجزء هذا، في زمن قديم شوي، دائما بهالشكل والفارة على شكل كروس. هذا اتوقع البطلة، او خلنا نشيك على الصوت احسن. هذا اتوقع البطلة، او خلنا اوكي حلو. انا دائما تكون عندي مشكلة في صوت اللعبة، يكون انا عندي عالي، بس لما اروح اليوتيوب اشوفه نازل اوقات اغطي حتى على صوتي. بس ان شاء الله الامور اوكي. في شيء اسمه البلاي باك بعد، هذا شيء كريه، انه الصوت اللعبة يتسجل في المايك نفسه.
Miss Bateman, welcome back to Ticehurst House. It's been quite some time.
الأداء الصوتي قوي في ألعاب الشركة هذه.
Terrible weather this evening, is it not? Nurse Blaketon has had enough of me smoking inside. Makes her cough, you see. A bit of rain won't kill me, will it? You mustn't be interested in me nattering on. Give my regards to your father. Nurse Blaketon is preparing his supper.
ساكت عنه.
You look pale, Miss Bateman. Do head inside.
معلش
Catch your breath
ساكتة
out here.
بدون ولا كلمة. شكلها ما تطيقه. The Excavation of Hope's Barrow. شوف فترة قديمة، القطارات البخارية، ما أدري هذه 1700 يمكن.
Dearest mother,
Okay.
I hope this letter will reach you. I have spent these past years in torment, trying to piece together what remains of fractured memories. What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience.
What I am about to recount to you will seem beyond comprehension, but I beg for your patience. ما أدري إيش عندها، شيء كبير. الأول من البداية خروف. الله يكفينا شر الخرفان.
I will endeavour to explain the events that led me to Ticehurst House that night. As far as I can recall, this whole wretched story started with the receipt of a letter from a Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
طيب.
The letter brought me to the isolated village of Bewley, deep in the moors.
اوكي. قرية ريفية، يمكن الأحداث في هالقرية.
No station master in sight. I hope the village isn't too far away. I can't recall our exact meeting place. Mr. Shoulder mentioned it in his letter.
Left click to walk and right click to examine, to access the inventory and menu, move your mouse to the top of the screen. Left click inventory time to select, right click examine it one inventory items you can do select. Okay, you can double click on the and exit to teleport. Okay, معروفة الأشياء هذه. The game will occasionally auto save. You can also save anytime. Understood.
Hello there.
ما في أحد.
Hello there.
دعوة فوق وش عندها ماني ومنديل ورسالة. هذا رسالة دير مس. هذه الرسالة اللي بداية مشكلتها على قولتها. I write this letter in the hope of piquing your curiosity. I read about your expertise in Barrows, and if I understand correctly, you are writing a book on them and treasures they contain. I live in the village Bewley, where a most special Barrow can be found in the outskirts. It is rectangular in form and is certainly tall enough to stand up in the places steep دركة، يعني زوايا حادة ومرتفعات. Local legend and there is rumors of secrets to be found deep within. I hope you will not misunderstand me and find this letter intrusive. If you wish to visit, excavate the bar, I will be pleased to be your guide. Please send your response. And okay. هذا أجل المكان يمكن اللي أروح له. I shall await your letter. لا قال لي أرسل رسالة شيران. زمن قديم يعني رسائل. ما في إيميلات. بس يمكن أروح لذا المكان. Okay, there Miss Bateman. Marvelous news. I shall meet you at 8 o'clock in the evening. In the لا هذا هو المكان. The 14th of this new. لا at the bluff. نفس الفندق. The inn has fine rooms which you will find adequate for your short stay. When we meet, I shall tell you more of the circumstances surrounding the site, which is referred to locally as Hobbs Bar. It is not located in my own land, but we will have no issue gaining permission to excavate. I wish you safely. يعني هي متخصصة في شيء دبار
I must make my way to the Plough and Furrow Inn.
أكلم المرة وها جاية يعني تستكشف.
Excuse me.
Yes.
أسألها على طول عن.
I'm looking for the Plough and Furrow Inn. Do you know where I can find it?
Ah, young lady. Leave the station and follow the dry stone wall for around half a mile. You'll come to Bewley. Go straight ahead and you'll find the market square. The inn is t'other side at square.
Thank you very much.
طيب أسألها.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Well, it
Bewley.
used to be a thriving village. Not so much now. I don't spend much time there these days.
Are you local?
Ah, yes, a local I am. But I don't live in the village.
آه
Where are
رهيب
you
الأداء
travelling to
الصوتي.
today?
That would be none of your business, young lady.
أعطتها في الوجه.
Apologies. I wish you a pleasant journey.
خلاص ما تبغى تسألها.
My mother always told me.
ما فيها خاصية السبيس.
My mother al-
طيب أمشي هنا. ما تروح.
My mother always...
Fine.
What brings you to Bewley?
I beg your pardon?
What brings you to Bewley, miss?
تلدا تروث تقول لها الحقيقة. سوبرستيشس اللي هي تؤمن بالأساطير هذا. ما أدري أكذب عليها. خلني أكون صادق، أثق في الناس مع أنه ما هي وجه ثقة.
I'm here to visit a local landmark, Hobbs Barrow.
Hobbs Barrow? Well, I can't say I've heard of it. For what reason?
I wish to excavate it.
Grave rock to be
ساعة
found
الظن
in Bewley,
العجوزة.
if you ask me. You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
I'll take my chances.
Can't say I didn't warn you.
تقول لها تسرقوا
That
قبور.
was odd.
هي قالت تمشي على يعني محاذاة هالصخور تلقى الفندق. غراب نذير شؤم. دور.
The old woman told me to go straight ahead to get to the inn. I'll have time to explore tomorrow.
أنفل.
Beating raw metal into a fine object is an
أنفل هذا اللي
admirable skill.
يضربوا عليه الحدادين.
This must belong to...
مان مع كلمة. السلام عليكم.
Hello there. What's the young lady doing out alone
سكران
in
الملل.
sodden weather?
I am heading to the log. أني
I'm
صادق.
heading to the plough and furrow.
أقدر
Bloody
أقول
good
له
pub,
بعد
that.
عني يا سكران.
It has the finest ales in the whole county. Oh, I'll take you there if you like.
لا ما يحتاج.
I believe we are standing directly in front of it.
ما يدري. أوه وصلناه
So
ترى.
we are.
رايح فيها.
Please,
Yes.
give us a kiss now, won't you?
رايح فيها. رايح فيها. Homer him occasionally works with men. Slap him لا. Deflect perhaps. He's married.
Wouldn't
Deflect.
your wife disapprove?
My wife? Bloody hell, my wife! My
Yeah.
tea will be on the table at this hour, and if I don't get back, she'll be roaring.
حلوة
we
الحركة.
meet again.
ذكرى بزوجته. شكله يخاف من زوجته. ما يحتاج
What a
له.
buffoon.
غير محترم.
I should speak to the innkeeper about a room.
المفروض انه مدفوعة غرفتها. يا هذا هو الانكيبر.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, lass. How can I help you?
أروم.
I am in need of a room for the night.
Aye, we aren't short of those. One night, is it?
I shall need at least 2 nights, maybe more.
Aye, 'tis not a problem. 3 shilling per night. That includes your dinner and tea.
A fair price.
I'll need that payment up front for the 2 nights.
This is payment for the room.
Thank you. Can I ask for your name, lass?
Thomasina Bateman.
And will
Thomasina.
Mr. Bateman be staying with us tonight?
No, I am not wed. My assistant is arriving in Bewley tomorrow.
Your assistant, you say? Will you be needing another room?
Please.
I'll keep a room spare. It's not quite as nice as yours, I'm afraid.
Not a problem, sir. I'm sure it will be adequate. Kenneth is a man of inexpensive taste.
Here's your key. Just go through the door to the right of the bar, then up the stairs. Room number 2.
Thank you.
Can I help you with your luggage?
No, thank you, sir. I can manage.
طيب.
I should go upstairs and freshen up before Mr. Shoulder arrives. A lovely... This shall do nicely. Time to change into something more comfortable.
اوكي هذه غرفتي.
Much better. I do feel tired after. I've stored my case in a box within a box. I've hung my dress inside. Aside from that, the wardrobe is empty. This may come in handy. I don't wish to take it. As the only...
ماتش بوكس. ناخذ الأشياء اللي نحتاجها.
Complementary matches. Useful. There's only one match left, though.
ما في إلا عود واحد.
I don't wish to carry...
Miss Bateman,
I feel far more comfortable in my...
you look like one of those explorers you see in the newspaper.
I guess you could call me an explorer of sorts.
I'm Stanley. Stanley Kemp.
A pleasure to meet you, Stanley.
And tell me, I trust your room is adequate.
Most adequate.
Excellent.
لينارد شولدر أسأل عنه. I'm looking for a man named Leonard Shoulder.
I am looking for a man named Leonard Shoulder.
Aye, I know the man.
I'm to meet him here tonight.
Can I get you something to drink while you wait?
Not yet, thank you.
Okay, what can you tell me about Mr.
What can you tell me about Mr. Shoulder?
Aye, he's a quiet fellow. He only comes here to check his post.
Yes, I've been corresponding with him using this address.
Have you now? You found yourself an admirer.
Not quite.
What business do you have with old Leonard then?
خلنا نقول له الحقيقة.
Well, if you must know, I am what some people call a barrow digger.
A what?
A barrow digger.
What in God's name is that?
Are you familiar with tumuli?
Afraid not.
Barrow is another word for tumulus, or tumuli in the plural. A profoundly interesting subject.
You've lost me.
I excavate ancient burial sites looking for relics. A barrow is traditionally a circular mound of raised earth enclosing a burial chamber.
Oh, aye? You're a grave robber.
I am no such thing.
Don't worry, lass. I've met all sorts in here over the years. I won't tell anyone.
I assure you, my goal is more noble than petty grave robbery.
What sort of relics do you find then? Gold? Silver? Bones?
Well, rarely gold or silver, but treasures certainly. Ancient pottery is the most common find. I've been excavating barrows all over the country. I'm documenting my findings in preparation for my book. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England.
Oh, aye. Very interesting. But what does old Leonard have to do with this?
He sent me a letter in which he told me about an unusual barrow in Bewley, a site called Hobbs Barrow. I'm meeting him here this evening to find out more.
I've lived here nigh on my whole life, and I've heard nought about a Hobbs Barrow.
دائما فكروها تسرق الآثار.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Aye, it's a quiet place. People keep to themselves, work hard.
I look forward to exploring the village tomorrow.
There's not a lot to see, lass. But St. Edmund's Church is a fine building, worth a visit.
Are you sure you've never heard of Hobbs Barrow?
Not in my life, lass, but I'll tell you something. The moors stretch further than the eyes can see once you leave this village. There's no doubt many a discovery to be made.
Mr. Shoulder said the barrow is well known locally, a place of legend.
I'm afraid you're going to have to speak to him about it. Why are you interested in digging around in the dirt, lass? Haven't you better things to do with your time?
I enjoy nothing more than the thrill of discovery, uncovering the past and piecing together our history. I inherited this passion from my father.
Oh, a barrow digger too, were he?
Indeed. He would take me with him on excavations as a child.
Does he still come with you now, on your own adventures?
I'm afraid my father's been bedbound by illness for many years.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that, lass.
Thank you, Mr. Kemp. He is well looked after at a private hospital.
كان أبوها مريض مسكين.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Kemp.
Well, I've been the proprietor of this inn for the last 16 years. I worked as a drover all over the country in my younger days. Saved up my coin and bought this place.
It's a fine inn.
Thank you. I often run short of ale, but my rooms are rarely full. We don't get many outsiders wanting to stay overnight here in Bewley.
Thanks for your time.
As you were.
Good afternoon, sir.
Nout for you here.
I beg your pardon?
I said there's nout for you here, lass. Be on your way.
والله ما عنده
Charming.
أخلاق. هون شوف هذا.
Good day, sir.
كلهم طافين.
I don't want to take the...
شوف هذا.
Hello, sir.
What?
I'm waiting here for a man named Leonard Shoulder. Do you know him?
I don't. Do you, love?
Never heard of him.
There you have it. Now clear off.
Hello, miss.
What do you want?
I...
Bugger off.
ما عندهم أخلاق
The
الفيلج.
poor thing. I don't want to take... A lovely... I don't want to take... I don't want to...
شوف الطيب هذا.
Hello,
يكون
sir.
Right,
Do you know a Mr. Leonard Shoulder?
you're not local. You've come on that bloody train, haven't you? Bewley's going to dogs.
Introduce yourself. Okay.
My name is Thomasina Bateman, and you are...
None of your business, lass. Where's your husband?
None of your business, sir.
Ah! You're brave coming in here, all on your own.
I'm a grown woman.
I'm Cyril.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Cyril. Do you know Mr. Shoulder?
That be none of your business, lass. I don't come to your city poking around asking questions, do I? Man just wants to enjoy his ale in peace.
I take it you are not enamoured with the railway station.
Bewley's gonna be swarming with outsiders, like you. We don't want you coming here. It's as simple as that, lass.
Why not?
This is our town, our land.
I assure you I am not here to cause trouble.
We'll see about that, won't we?
What can you tell me about Bewley?
We're a proud community. I've lived here my whole life. Not much here to interest folks like you.
Folks like me?
Aye.
Bye for now.
Ta-ra, lass.
Mr. Shoulder should really be here by now. I'll sit down and wait. Where on earth is he? What a waste of time this is turning out to be.
شكله سحب عليها. وصل.
Evening there, miss.
Not you again.
Oh,
I just wanted to apologise for earlier. I got home, had my tea, but it gave me an aching belly.
How so?
I felt bad for how I spoke to you. I'm sorry. The drink gets a hold of me sometimes.
Let's start again, shall we?
My name is Arthur Tillett.
Thomasina Bateman.
What
هذا
brings you
الشكلان
to
بالصح.
Bewley anyway?
I'm here to meet someone, but he has not arrived.
His loss, if you ask me.
Perhaps you know the gentleman, Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, I know Mr. Shoulder all right. If I may be so bold as to say, he's a bit long in the tooth for you.
The relationship is not what you're implying. I've never met him. In fact, I know very little about him at all.
Get me an ale and I'll tell you all about the old sod.
When Ale coming right up, he might have some useful information. I really don't think you need another. خلنا أقول له ما يحتاج.
I really don't think you need another.
Please.
No, you're already drunk.
Come on. Just one more. Don't you want to hear about old Leonard's shoulder?
Well, yes.
Wet my whistle and I'll tell you everything there is to know.
You drive a hard bargain, Mr. Tillett. As you wish.
Thank you very much, Miss Bateman.
اوه ما قدرنا نقنعه. لازم نطلب له.
How can I help you?
order.
A tankard of your finest ale, Mr. Kemp.
There we are. 2 pence, please.
Thank you. This was the last of my money, but Kenneth will be here tomorrow with more funds.
Please, Miss Bateman, then I'll tell you.
خذ الله ياخذك.
Here you are, Arthur.
Thanking you. Oh, that hits the spot, that does, lass. Now then. Old Len. Leonard Shaw.
ما استفدنا منه شيء. المهم.
Arthur? Mr. Tillett? Oh, for heaven's sake. The man is in a drunken stupor. Mr. Tillett? He's not dead, just very drunk. I would still like to hear what he has to say about Mr. Shoulder. I do not need to... I can't think of anything...
جاي قفوته. أصب عليه ماي. بقى أصب عليه ماي.
Oh, what the hell were that for?
You passed out, Mr. Tillett.
Oh, sorry, lass. Where were I? Leonard Shoulder. Hold on another minute. I'm making for a piss.
This man is unbelievable.
تطلع روحك على ما يعطيك المعلومات.
It feels like an hour has passed. Perhaps I should go in there and check on him.
ساعة بالحمام.
Miss Bateman? My apologies. The ladies are closed due to faulty plumbing. You'll have to use the gents.
Lovely. Mr. Tillett? I would rather not get any closer. The smell of urine is... Mr. Tillett? Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
شافته؟ يمكن هنا. ما
Mr. Tillett, are you in there?
أوه. اشتغل الرعب. والله حلو الأكسنت البريطاني.
Well, you're not Mr. Tillett.
وين ده؟
I'd rather not touch it. The thing stinks to high heaven. The water looks high. The jug is empty. It looks like... The mirror is some excavation. The door opens a crack, but appears to be blocked from the other side. I think I can hear someone moving around. Mr. Tillett? Arthur, are you out there? Judging from the draft coming from below, this door must lead outside. I should investigate further. The door is blocked from the outside.
يعني أروح له من ورا. يمكن إنك تروح من ورا يعني. واو.
Excuse me, sir.
glove.
Pearly white gent's glove. It's certainly unlike anything Mr. Tillett was wearing.
ما كان يلبس glove.
Seems rather out of place here. Peculiar.
Peculiar.
I suspect the barrel... Someone has wedged the door shut.
Are you out
Mr.
there?
Tillett. Why would he have done that?
والله رهيب الأكسن. إيش أخذت؟
Did Mr. Tillett leave, then block the door behind him? Something strange is going on here. Who was that old chap I saw outside the alley? He headed eastward. Maybe I could catch up with him and ask him if he saw Mr. Tillett.
تلحق الرجال اللي شافته. ما أدري ليش راح الملعون.
I could tether... I suspect... I could tether...
هل يمديها تلحق عليه؟ إيه هذا هو.
Sir?
الساعة. والله قوية. راحت وراه. بايعتها.
The old man has disappeared into the darkness.
جني
I'd
شكله.
best turn back to the inn.
فيها رعب جن. القطر اللي شفناه. سكر شكله.
Last orders.
I should get some sleep. Finding the missing men of Bewley shall have to wait for tomorrow.
طيب تروح
Kenneth
تنام.
will be arriving tomorrow at midday. I should get some sleep.
Go to bed. I am tired. Not yet. Perhaps a little more time in the front of fire. خلنا نشوف. Fire
A
blade.
lovely place.
لا خلنا
Kenneth will be...
أروح أنام.
Yes, I must get some sleep. I shall track down Mr. Shoulder tomorrow.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
off to bed.
Yes. I'm afraid Mr. Shoulder's let me down.
The rotter.
سحب علينا.
Perhaps he will make himself known tomorrow.
I should hope so. This is turning into a waste of my time.
Ah, don't mind the locals, miss. It's just that we don't get a lot of visitors in Bewley.
Quite.
They mean well, believe me.
Sure, Mr. Kemp.
Please, call me Stanley.
سأروح
Good night,
أطيب
Stanley.
الملعون.
Sleep well, Miss Bateman.
لا اللوكل صحيح. أخلاقهم زفتة. ساتر. القطر الأسود هذا وراه لغز أو سر. ودرعم ودخل. قوة عين. The first day Adventus.
Such horrid dreams.
تفكر انها تحلم. اوقات الجن خلوك ما تعرف انت تحلم او في الواقع.
Bolted from the inside, just as I left it last night. As I suspected, I must have dreamt of that wretched-looking cat. I must say I'm relieved. Right then. Let's see if I can track down the elusive Leonard Shoulder. I'm rather anxious to get to this Barrow. I also wonder what happened to Mr. Tillett.
Good morning, Miss Bateman.
Good day, Stanley.
بس
Did you sleep well, Miss Bateman?
تلدا شت هذا هم خلني
Not really.
أصير
I
صادق.
have the rather queer recollection of a cat entering my room last night.
A cat, you say?
Yes, an odd-looking grey one. I mapped the door and windows before I went to sleep. I saw a similar cat in the lavatories while searching for Mr. Tillett.
Ah, Herbert. Oh, he's a harmless thing.
اسمه
He comes
هربت.
in now and then searching for scraps.
Indeed. Seeing him in the lavatories must have conjured up the strange dream.
The mind is capable of manifesting frightful things, Miss Bateman.
سو روح دكتور
I'm happy to report the rain of yesterday has lifted. It's a clear morning outside. Crisp. I've prepared a room for your assistant. What time will he be arriving today?
His train will get in around midday. Kenneth will also be bringing my excavation equipment.
Oh, aye. What does that entail?
Picks, shovels, buckets, lighting and such. He usually packs it in a large crate.
أو العدة
Come to
حقها.
think of it, I'll need somewhere to store it.
You're welcome to use the alley behind the inn for any such bulky items.
Okay, is it safe to do such thing? My equipment is valuable, that's okay.
Is it safe to do such a thing?
I can assure you the local folk are not thieves, Miss Bateman.
That's not what I...
Now, say nothing more of it.
Thank you, Stanley.
I'll let you get on with your day.
I'll be back with my assistant when he arrives.
Miss Bateman,
Yes?
I've something I wish to get off my chest, as it were. I've been tossing and turning all night, Miss Bateman. I feel rotten, I really do.
What on earth are you talking about?
As you know, I like to run an honest establishment. And well, I have not been honest with you, lass. I do know of Hobbs Barrow.
You do?
I do. Many here do. There are stories tied to that place, you know. If I've learned anything in this life, it's that some stones are best left unturned. Old Leonard Shoulder is someone to be wary of too. I can't tell you what to do, lass, but you'd best avoid him.
فجأة يقول أنا يعني ما كنت صادق معاك وفي أشياء يعني خطيرة هنا والشخص اللي تبحث عنه مو زين وابعده عنه أفضل. أنا أسأله وش عن الهوبس.
Why lie to me about Hobbs Barrow?
I know, lass, I know. I feel dreadful.
But why? What are these stories you speak of?
I really can't tell you more. If you insist on visiting that place, you'll have to seek out Mr. Shoulder. He brought you here. He should be the one to tell you.
I must say,
مرضى
Mr.
يقول
Kemp,
بس
this is all
القصص
quite
مرعبة.
puzzling. I've never let local superstitions stop me in the past. I pride myself on being a woman of logic and reason. I've no time to waste on such matters.
As I say, seek out Mr. Shoulder. He can tell you more.
هي تقول ما تؤمن بالخرافات أو السوبرستيشن. طيب where is okay.
Why must I be wary of Mr. Shoulder?
The man has a certain reputation.
For what?
You've seen it already. Were he here to meet you last night?
No.
Precisely. A man not to be trusted.
أوف شخصية يقول ما ينوثق فيه.
Where is Hobbs Barrow?
I don't know. I say that on my mother's grave, Miss Bateman.
I now find that hard to believe.
The moors are vast, lass. I'd tend not to go wandering out there. A grown man could lose himself and not be seen again.
Where does Miss Shoulder live?
Where does Mr. Shoulder live?
I can't say for sure. As I think I told you last night, he's a quiet man and keeps to himself. He only comes in here to collect his post. Leads me to believe he lives a fair distance away. Certainly not in the village itself.
Might someone around Bewley be able to help me find him?
You could ask around. As I say, lass, Bewley folk mean well. Don't forget that.
I shall return later.
Good day to you, lass.
طيب هذا خوفنا هذا ولا عطاك معلومات يعني.
It seems I may be fighting a battle against some sort of local superstition. Is there a single barrow in England that doesn't have some ghastly tale attached to it? Hogwash. All of it. I've a few hours until Kenneth arrives. I should use this time to find Mr. Shoulder.
وش يقول؟ كلم هذا.
Hello.
Reduce yourself.
My name is Thomasina, and you are...
Now then, that's none of your concern, love.
Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
I don't know out about no Leonard Shoulder.
What can you tell me about Hobbs Barrow?
Not to be found digging around in those things.
You know of local barrows, then?
Don't concern yourself.
أبداً ما تأخذ منهم شيء.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
Not much around here, love. Not worth mentioning to you, like.
I see. What do you do around here?
Hey up, you're not scared of sticking your neb in. I look after the churchyard. Dig the graves. Ha!
Shit.
What can you tell me about the church?
Aye, it's a church.
Quite. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
Grave digger.
The window box. The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
كان نروح جهة الكنيسة.
I don't think anyone is home.
شوف نكلم المرة هذه.
Good day.
Hello, miss.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Betty.
Nice to meet you, Betty. Do you know a man named Leonard Shoulder?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Our parents don't like us talking to strangers, miss.
So you know of it?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What are you up to?
My brother is practicing his sword fighting technique. I'm to watch him until he tires himself out. I'm tireless! This time last month it were all about his teaspoon collection. This month it's swords.
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
شوف الورع هذا.
Hello?
Yes?
Do you like living in Bewley?
Yeah, I do. Are you from the city?
I'm from a long way away.
You must have come on the train. I love watching all the steam puff up into the sky.
Have you been on the train yourself?
No, miss. Our parents don't have the money for train tickets. Father says we have all we need here in Bewley. Perhaps this nice lady would like to take you away with her on the train. No, I need to stay and protect Bewley from the lantern worm.
What is the Lambton worm?
It's gonna come back and get us all. John Lantern thought he killed it at the River Wear, but my father told me it still lives. We must all be prepared. The Lambton worm isn't real, Douglas. Father just told you that to get you out of his hair. Not true. I saw it slithering out by the beck. Like a giant eel it were. I ran home so fast I thought I would fly. Sorry, miss. My brother has a vivid imagination.
Children often do at his age.
I'll keep training. You will all thank me when I thrust my sword deep into its fat belly. Douglas, this lady doesn't want to hear your nonsense.
كان سأل
Do
عن
you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
That's a funny name.
Have you heard of Hobbs Barrow?
What's that?
A local burial mound.
Our parents don't let us wander far from the village. What's a burial mound? Don't you mind about that, Douglas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, miss.
The door has been... The cross... I don't think anyone is home.
لحظة في شيء هنا.
I don't think anyone is home.
اوكي هذا اتوقع الكنيسة فيها شيء. وش هذا؟ Memorial Blade.
In memory of Percival Roach. In memory of William Ager.
كلهم متوافقين.
In memory of Peter Black. In memory of In memory of... In memory...
لحظة.
In memory of... In memory of Barnaby Tillett.
يقرب له
In
هذا.
memory of... In memory... In memory of Romeo Hegg, dearly missed by his beloved... In memory of... In memory...
أوطى هنا.
Excuse me, do you think anyone would mind if I borrowed this trowel?
You help yourself, dear. Father Roach won't mind lending it. Just be sure to put it back when you're finished.
Of course, thank you.
It is more blessed to give than to receive.
المو. كيك.
Unfortunately,
أنا أكلمها العجوز هذا.
Hello. Good day. Would you like to buy one of these cakes, pet?
Yes, I to buy okay.
yes, I'd like to buy a cake.
Wonderful. I can tell you're not from around here, because if you were, you would know about my Bakewell puddings. They are quite famous.
Curses. I have no more money.
That's unfortunate, pet. I'm sorry. I can't give them away for free. The money goes to the church, you see, and one cannot shirk one's duty to the church.
I understand.
Okay, introduce yourself.
My name is Thomasina. What's yours?
Mrs. Duplancy.
A pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Duplancy.
Likewise, pet.
Do you
سألها.
know a local man called Leonard Shoulder?
Yes, I know Leonard.
أخيراً
What business do you
لقيناها.
have with him?
It's a long story, but I'm trying to find where he lives.
I'm afraid I don't know, dear. Father Roach has access to the parish register. He might be able to help you.
Your cakes look delicious.
I can assure you they are. You'll not find better in the entire county.
What can you tell me about Father
What
Roach?
can you tell me about Father Roach?
He is a lovely man and an exemplary servant of the Lord. He's been the vicar of St. Edmunds for many years.
Where can I find
Where can I
Father
find
Roach?
Father Roach?
At this time of day, he'll be taking his exercise in Herne Wood, to the west of the village.
Thank you. I'll go find him.
Be sure to listen out for his merry whistling. Such a jolly man.
Tell me about yourself, Mrs. Duplancy.
About me? What would you possibly want to know about me? I've been attending St. Edmund's Church my whole life. I always want to help where I can, so I sell my baked goods and all the proceeds go to its upkeep. This place means so much to me.
What can you tell me about St. Edmund's Church?
Isn't it the finest building?
It's been standing here since the 12th century.
يا ساتر.
The box pews in the nave are very fine and date back to the 17th century.
عريقة.
The door is open if you'd like to worship.
Thank you, Mrs. Duplancy. What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
Hobbs what?
Hobbs Barrow, a local burial mound.
The only place of burial I know about and care for is in this very churchyard.
Thank you for your time.
Lord be with you.
أدخل أصلي شوي.
Goodness me, look at these box pews. I've never seen any as tall as that before. Most unusual architecture, even for the Normans.
ندخل نصلي شوي. نكلس.
Someone has left a necklace hanging here. A silver cross. Sterling by the look of it. Maybe I can reunite it with its owner. Locked. Locked as well. I think they all might be.
كلهم مقفلين.
They are still locked. They are still locked. The flowers have long... A memorial list of 4... They stretch back several hundred years. I can admire the craft. They are still...
كلاب وترول ونكلس. والله عندي عفش.
It's locked.
في هنا وفي هنا. أنا أجي هنا. أروح هناك. هذا بالشباب. Yeah, boy.
Do you know a man called Leonard Shoulder?
No,
Have you heard of a place called...
no.
الله يلعنك.
Goodbye.
استفدنا منك شيء.
Day.
Hello, I'm Jane.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Thomasina.
I'd introduce you to my dolls, but they're drying out at the moment.
Your dolls look lovely, Jane.
Thank you, miss. I love them very much. Today was their bath day.
Wally doesn't say much.
He's mardy with me because he's bored, miss. He thinks he's too old to play with dolls.
I see. Where are your parents?
They are picking apples from the big tree in our yard. Daddy and I sell them at the market.
That sounds nice.
But they don't mind us playing at the deck, as long as we don't touch the Ammon's horn.
What is the Ammon's horn?
It's over there on that rock.
Do you mean the fossil?
It's the Ammon's horn. Daddy said we should never touch it. It will make the god angry.
What god?
Ammon, of course.
بس من عند that the object is in fact a fossil. يعني نقول لها هذه خرافة وما أدري. قال نقول دموني. لا خلنا.
How wonderful. I'll
Sarah.
be sure not to touch it. I wouldn't want to anger the gods.
Sensible.
Do you know an old man called Leonard Shoulder?
No, miss.
Have you heard of a place called Hobbs?
Jane! No, miss.
Are you sure?
I swear.
شكلها تعرف بس. خايفة.
This is a lovely little...
It's where we get our water, miss. It's good for drinking and
Goodbye.
Bye, miss.
fossil.
Hey! Stay away from... Don't touch! It's bad luck to touch...
I'm
I'm
صادقة.
serious.
Fine.
أنا أستخدم قلاب.
Don't!
It's bad. I'm sick.
كيف تلهيهم؟ نشوف.
Is this yours?
I wish.
هيك زيت. أنا نشوف هنا. أوه هذا روش. والله وش فيه؟ شافنا وعور بطنه. ملبوس.
Very sorry. Oh, the shame. This malaise will not pass. Oh, the nausea. I need your help. Your
نوزيا
Tell me
غثيان.
what you need.
Let the blood from my arm.
Excuse me?
Got me. I
Oh.
beg you.
ايش دعوة؟
Are you sure this is the only way, Father?
I beg you. It's the only cure for this torturous malady.
يا ساتر. ايش اخذنا؟
Ouch! The broken lens is extremely sharp.
استخدم لي gloves.
Perhaps I shouldn't risk soiling this glove until I find its owner.
طيب الشوفل.
I don't think that will...
او الهاند هذا المنديل.
This
المنديل.
handkerchief was a gift from my mother. I hope she will understand. This should work. I'm not going near it.
اوكي يلا. هذا علاجه لازم تشقه.
Are you sure you want me to do this?
Yes, it will cure me of my ills.
I shall do as you ask, Father.
في الطقاق. تقتله شيء. أوف. حجامة هذه. ايش صحيت؟
Thank the Lord for my spare pair. God bless you. I already feel quite better.
I'm glad, Father.
The rapid healing properties of bloodletting cannot be overstated. I'm Frederick Roach, vicar of St. Edmund's Church.
My name is Thomasina Bateman.
Vicar.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Are you feeling better?
Yes, thank you.
What ails you, Father Roach?
I just ate a rotten berry, that's all. I like to pick blackberries for my supper, you see. They are quite delicious, as long as you mind the bramble. My apologies again. I wish we had met in different circumstances.
Are you from
Are you from Bewley originally?
Yodi?
I was born in our very own St. Edmunds. It's quite the story.
Do tell.
My mother was sheltering there as a frightful tempest raged. And lo, did her waters break right there and then in that pew.
One could say that you were born into your role, Father.
Indeed. When my mother told me the story as a young boy, I knew that this was my calling.
St. Edmund's is a fine building.
Thank you for saying so. It's hard work keeping her in good shape, but our congregation is always willing to lend a hand in the Lord's name.
What is it like being the vicar here?
Every day is a blessing, my child. I have a great love for our parish, and the Lord looks after us.
What about your congregation?
Numbers have fallen over the years, I must say. But those that remain are faithful and full of his spirit.
I'm looking for Mr. Leonard Shoulder.
Oh, yes? Are you a relative?
No, it's a long story, but he invited me to Bewley.
And he didn't tell you his address?
He was to meet me last night at the Plough and Furrow, but he never came.
I see. Well, let me welcome you to Bewley on his behalf.
Thank you, Father. Do you know where Mr. Shoulder lives?
Let me think. It's been many moons since I've paid him a visit.
Perhaps you could allow me to take a look at the parish register.
No need. I remember it now. A fair hike across the moors.
Could you please give me directions?
I'll take you there myself. It's the least I can do after you aided me so.
Capital. Thank you.
Just let me know when you're ready to pay him a visit. I'll be resting here for the time being.
خلنا وش نخلص أسئلتنا معاه بعدين.
What do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I can't say I've heard of it.
It's supposedly a famous local landmark.
I'm afraid I know nothing about it.
What can you tell me about Bewley?
It's a quiet town. The railway line, which I presume you arrived by, is the only news of note we've had here for years.
I've heard the new station has received a mixed reaction.
I've heard many a debate, it's true. But my role is not to adjudicate on that matter. I'm very busy in my own work, you see.
Okay.
I'm ready to go to Mr. Shoulder's house.
Excellent. I feel the fresh air will do me well. Follow me.
اوكي وراه. خيرا لقينا واحد يعرفه ويعرف بيته.
Good morning, Father.
Good morning, Mrs. Duplancy. Mrs. Duplancy, this is Thomasina Bateman, a visitor to our parish.
We've already had the pleasure of meeting, Father.
Excellent. Miss Bateman, don't hesitate to try one of Mrs. Duplancy's wonderful cakes.
Yes, I've heard about her famous Bakewell puddings.
I'll be here all day, young lady. But remember, once they're gone, they're gone. Those little whelps have already gobbled up all the gingerbread.
You are doing God's work, Mrs. Duplancy.
He smiles upon us, Father.
Miss Bateman, if you'd like to follow me. Let's talk of graves, of worms, and epitaphs. Make dust our paper, and with rainy eyes, write sorrow on the bosom of the earth. Let's choose executors and talk of wills.
Shakespeare?
Quite. Which play?
هو قال نص من أحد مسرحيات شكسبير. والله ما أدري. يمكن ريتشارد 2 أو هاملت.
Hamlet?
Magnificent guess, Miss Bateman. But
صح.
I'm afraid that passage is from Richard II.
والله
Studying the
بغيت
work
أختار
of the bard is one
ريتشارد.
of my favorite pastimes. Follow me.
طلع ريتشارد السكند.
Behold, the vast expanse of God's creation. The moors extend as far as the mortal eye can see. Beautiful, is it not?
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
Indeed, the moors are beautiful.
The beauty of God's creation is that it takes so many forms. How can one take in such a view and not have faith? Some look at these moors and think this a godless land. But I tell you, he is found in all domains. The Lord's work is all about us. Tell me, Miss Bateman, do you believe in God?
Tell the truth, Father Roche seems prepared to hear. شكلها كافرة الملعونة.
I was brought up Anglican. The church was an important part of my early life, Father Roach. But what happened to my father eventually made me question things.
If you don't mind me asking, my child, what happened to your father?
مريض.
He had an accident when I was very young.
ما قالت كافرة بس تقولي كأن إيمانها ضعيفة.
Come along now, Thomasina. Let's get out of the rain.
هي صغيرة. هذه أمها أكيد.
Remember what I told you, all right? Be a good girl. People are unwell here. They don't want to hear you running about making noise. Understood?
Yes, Mother.
Good. And don't annoy the nurses.
I promise I won't.
Good. Now, let's see your father.
كيف؟ هذا أبوها. مات.
Daddy, wake up!
الله يرحمه. أجل هذا اللي خلتها
Mummy?
يضعف إيمانها.
Mummy?
Good evening, Mr. Bateman. Hello, little one. You must be Thomasina?
Yes.
My name is Nurse Blaketon. I just need to talk to your mummy for a little bit. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mrs. Bateman. Mrs. Bateman?
Will he ever talk again, Nurse Blaketon?
The doctor is uncertain, Mrs. Bateman. There is the possibility that Mr. Bateman won't regain any movement at all.
Oh. شلل.
But we will do our utmost to look after Mr. Bateman here at Ticehurst, ma'am. He will have a nurse by his side at all times. I can assure you.
اكرس أصيب بالشلل مسكين.
What sort of God would allow this fate to befall such a kind and honest man?
I'm sorry to hear this. God moves in
تحس إن
mysterious
الله
ways,
ظلمه.
but
استغفر
He
الله.
loves us all. Come along now.
إنه انصاب بهالمرض.
Hello? She scampered off in a hurry. Who was that?
Some primitive folk make their home out on the moors. I suggest you keep your wits about you when you are exploring, and don't stray too far from Bewley.
I see. How much farther to Mr. Shoulder's house?
Still quite a walk, I'm afraid, but we'll get to him soon enough. Now then, take a look at this.
في بعض الناس يعيشوا في المروج هذه.
Legend has it that this cairn has stood here for over 1,000 years.
How remarkable.
The Devil's Toe.
I beg your pardon?
That's what it's called. The Devil's
جبل
Toe.
سو.
Oh, I see.
صبع رجل الشيطان.
Onward.
هذا اسمه صار له ما أدري كم ألف سنة.
We walked and walked across that vast, featureless landscape.
طيب.
All the while, Father Roach was whistling away merrily. Just as I had begun to wonder if we were hopelessly lost, a building emerged from the mist. Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
بعيد. ومشوا فترة لدرجة فكرت إنهم ضاعوا لحد ما وصلوا إلى.
Here we are, Miss Bateman. Unless my memory fails me completely, this is Mr. Leonard Shoulder's house.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
Now, no need to thank me after your providential assistance today. However, I have something to ask you.
Yes?
Please don't tell Mrs. de Plancy about my little scene in the woods. She will only fret, and the poor dear woman has enough on her mind as it is.
I shan't mention it.
Thank you.
طلب منا ما
You'd better see if
نخبر
Mr. Shoulder is in.
إلا تبيع الكيك عنه. مرضى. دبلانسي. لا نقول له دبلانسي
Mr.
يعني.
Shoulder?
حادثة
Is
المشقة
Thomasina Bateman here? I'm here in Bewley as discussed.
Maybe try again. His hearing probably isn't the best at his age.
قول له اضربه مرة ثانية، ترى السمع عنده ضعيف بسبب كبار السن.
Mr. Shoulder, are you home? It appears Mr. Shoulder is not at home. Curses.
Perhaps you could try the handle.
It's locked. Here, chuk chuk chuk.
Don't encourage them.
شك شك شك.
He
راسته.
looks much too unruly to be picked up.
يا حليل هالدجاجة.
Care to hold one, Father Roach?
Put that thing down, would you?
You're no fun.
أنا أشوف صرالة.
Slightly damp.
I have a similar one myself. So very warm.
That glove looks familiar.
هو نفس اللي عندها.
I wonder if it matches the glove I found behind the plough and furrow.
أجل هو يمكن اللي قابلناه هو
The
نفسه.
trousers feel freshly hung.
خلنا نسوي مقارنة.
The gloves are a pair. Does this mean Mr. Shoulder was in the alley last night? Why
يمكن
didn't
هو.
he come inside to see me?
طيب. ويندو، نشوف الويندو.
No sign of life.
None. The window is nice and clean. The dwelling is by no means abandoned.
Perhaps he's gone for a stroll.
Possibly.
I'd suggest you call back later, my child. I myself must make my way back home. I have some matters to attend to at the church. Shall I accompany you back to Bewley?
نروح معه.
Let's go.
As I say, my child, Mr. Shoulder will make himself known. Do not lose faith.
I'm rather frustrated by this situation.
Now. Things move at a slower pace out here. Something you may not be so accustomed to. Come now, Miss Bateman.
Well, Mr. Shoulder, you've brought me to Bewley, and now you're nowhere to be found. As we trudged silently back to Bewley across those cold moors, I made a new resolution. I would find Hobbs Barrow myself, with or without Mr. Shoulder.
خلاص يعني قررت حتى لو ما شافته بتروح بنفسها الهوبس بار بتسوي الإكسكافيشن.
The train! That must be Kenneth.
Kenneth?
My assistant.
I see. Well, Miss Bateman, I really must attend to some other matters. I hope Mr. Shoulder finds his way to you.
Thank you for your help, Father Roach.
My pleasure. Parting is such sweet sorrow.
أوه النص من أي مسرحية؟ روميو and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet?
Correct. That I shall say good night till it be
جبتها صح.
tomorrow. Lord be with you.
لأنه ما في إلا هي أصلا.
I should go meet Kenneth at the station. Samuel, death is
خلينا نكمل فيما بعد، يمكن أكملها الليل. القصة فيها حماسة شوي، فيها يعني إثارة. أتمنى ذا المقطع عجبكم، نشوفكم إن شاء الله على خير وفي أمان الله.